business. I'm not wrong.
Hi, I'm George Foreman. Do you have an idea for a new product or invention? People ask me all the time, George, how do I get my idea in front of companies? How do I get a patent? What do I do next? I'll tell you like I'll tell them all. Call my friends at InventHelp.
Call InventHelp today for free information. InventHelp can submit your invention to companies who are interested in receiving new ideas. Call InventHelp today.
To get your free inventor's information, call 1-800-352-1609. That's 1-800-352-1609.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 52security.com. That's the number 52security.com. 52security.com. Go to 52security.com.
Hurt or injured in a car accident? It can be hard to take the proper legal action after a car accident, but waiting can cost you more. The law requires car accident victims to assert claims promptly. You could lose out by simply waiting. Call 800-709-4667 right now to see what your claim could be worth when handled by a skilled attorney. With a lawyer fighting and speaking up for you, you could be entitled to a big cash award. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Now it's fast and easy to connect with the legal help you need after your car accident. Call 800-709-4667. The call is free, but you need to act now before time runs out on your claim. You need a lawyer to fight for you, protect you, and get you the compensation you need and deserve. Time's wasting. Call 800-709-4667. That's 800-709-4667. Call now.
I considered suicide so I wouldn't put my family through all the pain.
Many of our warriors are returning home from the battlefield, only to face a new war as they struggle with devastating injuries. At Wounded Warrior Project, we understand. We're there to help.
Even though you think you're broken, you're not. It's the physical and the emotional healing that Wounded Warrior Project provides.
With a gift of just $19 a month, you can join Wounded Warrior Project. You'll help provide critically needed programs and services that rebuild lives.
Beautiful. There you go, buddy.
The ongoing needs of our wounded and their families will continue for many years to come. Now is the time to show your support. Call now or go online with your gift of just $19 a month, and we'll send you this Wounded Warrior Project blanket.
It made me feel that there's people out there that care about us.
After this event, we can finally maybe start to heal as a family and move forward.
We need your help. The families are hurting.
For many of our wounded heroes, the greatest casualty is being forgotten. That's why your gift of just $19 a month is so important. Please, call or go online right now.
You shouldn't have to pay to talk to the people closest to you, or the people who used to be. That's why Umbrella Wireless is proud to announce the new Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan. Now you'll get unlimited calls to your best buddy, your mom, or Cindy, once she realizes that you're seriously meant for each other and should stop screening your calls. Now the 30 minutes of agonizing silence where you're both afraid to hang up may drain your battery, but it won't drain your wallet. And you'll get unlimited calls just to check if she still cares enough to pick up, with no extra charges. With the Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, your phone will automatically answer calls from your ex, because maybe she finally realizes that you're the only one for her and wants to get coffee sometime. Now, after lonely nights of looking at pictures of the road trip you took together when everything was great, your misspelled texts are absolutely free. The only thing you have to pay for is the booze. The Friends, Family, and Recent Ex-Girlfriend plan, because she wants you back. She just doesn't know it yet.
And we are back. Welcome back to the Rod Eccles Show. I am your lovable host, El Rod, coming to you live from my bunkerized home studio somewhere in the great state of New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Hampshire. Yeah, that's what it's called. Well, in England, it's called Hampshire. Here in the USA, it's called Hampshire. And, well, you know, we like to pronounce things a little bit differently. We really do. One of the things, and I do this a lot. I get off on a little tangent every now and then. And one of the things that I got off on a tangent on is really due to yesterday's tax day. And I didn't really intend to cover taxes, but there was an issue that came up that, that evolved around taxes, and that was with the Republicans trying to introduce legislation to, reform the death tax, and liberals taking, their same old playbook stand to keep money rolling in that they get to spend instead of leaving you with the money for you to spend it. But it just shows their hypocrisy because they talk about the rich all the time. And one of the things that we do know is that we have some wealthy people who are either currently in or going to get in the race for president. And you're going to hear a lot of people talk, a lot of these people, especially on the left side, talking about, they want to be the champion for, the middle class and the poor person, the average, and they want you to believe that they're just like you and me. You know what? It is highly possible that at one point that they were, but let me tell you something. When you make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, or you make millions of dollars a year, or you have a net worth that's in the stratosphere of millions of dollars, you're not like the rest of us average people. And one of the stories that keeps coming out is look, I'm going to keep pounding Hillary Clinton. Because it's important. This woman says that she wants to be the champion of everyday people. She's not an everyday person. She hasn't lived the everyday life in decades. I mean, there was a report that says that she hasn't driven a car herself in 23 years. How often, unless you live in a major city, if you live in LA, you probably drive. But if you live in like New York City, or if you live in places like Boston, maybe Chicago, you probably do not drive very often because, one, it's very expensive in those places, in those cities, to own a car. And I'm not just talking about the cost of the car and the registration, the gas, and that type of thing. I'm talking about just to park the damn thing. I mean, in New York City, the value of a condo can go up by hundreds of thousands of dollars if it comes with a legit deeded covered parking spot. I mean, I've seen ads. If people sell parking spots like real estate in New York City. Oh, well, it is real estate, but they sell like a house. And some, they can go as far. I've seen a single parking spot in New York City sell for $75,000. Now, it's just a parking spot for your car. And they were asking and selling it for $75,000. And now this is just an ad that I saw. Now, I have heard that they can go up to a parking spot can go up to $250,000. Now, how would you like to have a mortgage payment the size of your house just to park your car? Okay, so people in New York City, most people, they can't afford that kind of thing. And their public transportation is fairly decent, whether they use a subway or buses or taxis. So, those people, average people, they probably don't drive an awful lot. Granted, Mrs. Clinton didn't live in those types of places, and she's still getting driven around, even to this day. So how is it that this is a woman who like her husband says, I understand your pain. I know I haven't driven in a while, and I know my wife hasn't driven in like 23 years. I'm not even sure if she still has a license. Quite frankly, I don't know if she knows how to drive anymore. It's not like riding a bike, you can't. It's something that you got to keep practicing every once in a while. I don't know if she even has a license anymore. But she doesn't need it because she gets around. People drive her everywhere. Especially now that, she's a former first lady, a former senator, former secretary of state. She gets all that Secret Service protection. I ain't got to worry about her at all. She's always got herself a driver. Hey, guys, if you're one of those male chauvinists who don't like women drivers, here's what you do. I'm telling you, it works beautiful. You don't want to have to drive your wife around. You don't want to have to worry about her being a woman driver. You just get rich and hire her a driver, and she'll never drive again. And you just make sure that driver is a man. Well, just make sure he's not a good-looking man or he's an old man like driving Miss Daisy. But she hasn't driven, I think that's what I heard, 23 years. So we're talking over 2 decades. That's not within the realm of possibility for the regular person. Well, unless you're, a strict Islamist, then, if you're a female, you can't drive. Hey, you know what? Hillary Clinton would fit in quite well in Saudi Arabia because she hasn't driven in 23 years, and they don't let their women drive anyway. So she would fit right in. Maybe that's why the Clinton Foundation has taken money from Middle Eastern countries. Because she fits right in. All she needs to do is to wear that headscarf, the hijab, however you pronounce it, the hijab, hijab, whatever. Look, it's a scarf. It's a head covering. Maybe if she wore that, we'd really know where her loyalties lie. But she does not know what it's like to be you or me. She has not been you or me in nearly longer than that because, Bill was, governor for quite a while. And, she's always lived outside of or above the rest of us for 30 years now. She doesn't know what it's like to live like the rest of us anymore. And if you ask a rich person honestly, hey, do you know what it's like to be your just like your workers? If they're honest, most of them will tell you, well, it's been a long time since I've only earned $30,000 a year or something like that. I don't know what they're going through. It's been a long time. I know we hear it all the time. Some rich people, they like to tell, well, yeah, I was once poor like you. I know what it's like. No, you don't know what it's like anymore. You know what it was like back then. But it's different today. You don't know what it's like. Now, I'm just being honest. I don't know what it's like to be dirt poor like that. Because it's different when I first started out versus today. It is for most people who are poor. Truly poor in this country. They probably have a harder time making ends meet than we did, years ago. Most definitely, it's a lot different, a lot harder today than it was when Clinton was, starting out in their lives. But here she's talking about being an ordinary person and being the champion for the ordinary person. Yet she doesn't treat people like ordinary people would treat other people. Here's a story. You've probably heard it already. Clinton goes into a Chipotle. No, she parks the Scooby van. No, that's not a normal vehicle anyway. She's not driving it. At least I don't. If she did get behind the wheel and actually pulled out in the traffic, you would see pictures. The lamestream media would be all over it. They'd be touting, yeah, see, Mrs. Clinton's just like us, man. She can drive herself. But they haven't. There are no pictures like that.